Review of Utah Jazz's victory over New York Knicks, 121-106. In an exciting matchup between the Utah Jazz and the New York Knicks, the Jazz emerged victorious with a 121-106 scoreline, ending their four-game losing streak and halting the Knicks' impressive four-game winning run. This victory, especially notable on a Saturday night broadcast, provided a deep dive into how the Jazz managed to dominate the game, particularly through the stellar performances of Lauri Markkanen and others, and how the Knicks struggled to keep pace, especially in defense and shot efficiency. Lauri Markkanen's dominant performance. Lauri Markkanen was undoubtedly the standout performer of the night. With 34 points on just 15 shots, he showcased his ability to score efficiently and in a variety of ways. Markkanen's performance was the second highest point total for him this season, proving that he is beginning to find his rhythm after some inconsistent showings. Coming into the game, there was a lot of curiosity about when Markkanen would truly take over, and his ability to score 27 points in his last game followed by a commanding 34 here is a testament to his growing confidence. What was most impressive was how Markkanen used his versatility as a 7-foot player to create mismatches. Whether it was breaking past smaller defenders, finishing in transition, or hitting open shots from beyond the arc, Markkanen displayed an all-around game. His performance was a mix of smooth ball handling, shooting, and finishing at the basket, skills that make him a nightmare matchup for most defenders. On one particular sequence, he benefited from a fast break following a block by John Collins, showcasing the collective defensive effort that fed into the team's offensive success. While the Knicks' defense wasn't necessarily poor overall, it was often caught off guard by Utah's movement and Markkanen's smart positioning. Many of his points came from uncontested shots, but credit must go to his excellent shot selection and Utah's ball movement, which created those wide-open looks. John Collins' impact and team play. John Collins also played a pivotal role in the Jazz's win, contributing 20 points in the second half, including 6 three-pointers. Known for his relentless energy, Collins' performance demonstrated why he's a valuable asset for Utah. His ability to stretch the floor with his shooting and get involved in transition plays helped the Jazz maintain a pace that kept the Knicks off balance. Collins' work ethic, especially in the second half, allowed him to shine, and it's clear that his development in Utah could be key to the team's success going forward. The Jazz's ball movement, evident in their 30 assists, was another crucial aspect of their offensive execution. Whether it was threading the needle with precise passes or creating open looks off screens, the Jazz demonstrated unselfish basketball that allowed for efficient scoring. The team's ability to move the ball and play as a cohesive unit, rather than relying on individual heroics, was a refreshing change compared to their earlier struggles this season. The Knicks' defensive struggles and shot selection. For the New York Knicks, this game was a wake-up call. Despite taking 100 shots, they struggled with efficiency, shooting just 39% overall, including a poor 33% from three-point range. A key issue for the Knicks was their inability to guard the perimeter effectively, as evidenced by the Jazz's 19 made three-pointers. When teams hit shots like that, it's difficult to recover, especially when the Knicks' defense wasn't able to get stops in key moments. In particular, their poor perimeter defense allowed too many open looks, and once the Jazz gained confidence from their early shooting success, they continued to punish New York's defensive lapses. The Knicks' struggles were further compounded by their inability to execute on offense, with many of their shots being rushed or contested. Although players like OG Anunoby had brief flashes of brilliance, knocking down a few shots, they couldn't sustain that level of production across the game. Shot selection was another major issue. While the three-point ball has become a staple of modern NBA offenses, the Knicks' distribution of attempts, 51 of their 100 shots were three-pointers, was problematic. The Knicks' reliance on three-point shooting, especially with several players struggling, left them vulnerable. In contrast to the Jazz's balanced defensive attack, the Knicks seemed to lack a clear strategy in their shot creation, often taking contested or low-percentage shots. The importance of team play and consistency. The Jazz's victory was also a testament to the importance of team play. While Markkanen's individual brilliance was crucial, the team's collective effort, particularly from the guards, ensured that they kept the Knicks on their heels. For the Knicks, it became apparent that individual performances weren't enough to overcome their defensive and offensive issues. Jalen Brunson, a key player for New York, failed to make the impact necessary to turn the game in the Knicks' favor. The team's overall lack of defensive discipline and offensive structure left them unable to keep up with the Jazz. The performance of the Jazz highlighted how crucial it is for teams to play as a unit rather than rely on individual talent. The Knicks, on the other hand, struggled with consistency, both offensively and defensively, which ultimately led to their defeat. Looking forward, can Utah make a run in the West? With this victory, the Jazz improved their record to 4-9 on the season. Although this is a modest achievement, it's important to note the competitive nature of the Western Conference. Teams like Portland and Sacramento, which have struggled as well, have also had slow starts. The Jazz, despite their inconsistencies, have the potential to climb the standings if they can continue to play this brand of team basketball and maintain the high level of performance seen from players like Markkanen and Collins. However, the question remains, can Utah remain consistent enough to make a push in the West? The conference is filled with tough competition, and while the Jazz have talent, their record is still not reflective of the potential they've shown. If they can find a way to stay healthy, minimize turnovers, and consistently play as a cohesive unit, they might still have a chance to improve their standing in the competitive Western Conference. Conclusion. In summary, the Utah Jazz's victory over the New York Knicks was a clear display of how effective team play and efficient scoring can overcome an opponent. Lauri Markkanen's dominance, combined with strong contributions from John Collins and the overall ball movement of the Jazz, allowed them to capitalize on the Knicks' defensive lapses and inefficient shooting. For the Knicks, this game served as a reminder that, despite individual talent, a lack of defensive discipline and poor shot selection can result in a tough loss. As the season progresses, both teams will need to adjust their strategies to improve their chances in their respective conferences.